Hello. Are we? I think we're good. Hey guys, what is up? We're in a hotel room, obviously. I guess anybody seeing this, what I'm currently saying, you'll be watching the replay. So I should probably let people get on. Let me make sure I've got the live chat on. Hey, making lemonade from lemons, homestead in the Highlands. She's gone country, Misfit Mountain, Mama and Baby Bears. Pink Red, Apple Yard, Consider It Joy. Hey, Sharon, Cheyenne, and I can't keep up. What's up, Stivers? Hey, Tammy Gear. Hey, Bandana Grandma. I saw you at a distance this weekend, too. I did not get to make it over to you at any point. 180. Oh, goodness. I should just let it rip. Sneezy. Hey, Mark, how are you? Hey, Xavier. Here's Sweet Maya. So we are in a hotel room, as you can see. We're still on our way home from HOA. We just got to the hotel, so our babies are over there watching. What are they watching? The Animal Planet. Animal Planet. And yeah, so Consider It Joy. Y'all are in a hotel also. It was so lovely to meet you too, Tammy. So yeah, we want to talk about HOA.
Met them.
We're going to, hey, Celtic Gardener. Yeah, we are going to actually do like kind of a real recap video with the footage that we got. But tonight we want to talk about it, because we're on our way home. Thank you, Bandana Grandma, you as well. Have you? I guess are you still on your way home, or did you make it home? Big Bear Homestead made it to the parents' house. That's awesome. Stivers, I guess, are you all home? Oh, Tiger Strings, that's funny. Well, they waved to you, so. Oh, okay, Bandit. I couldn't remember how far you were from there, so I'm glad you're home. I hope everybody else is traveling, is having safe travels. Ayla, we've got 8 more hours to drive tomorrow. We just had a really relaxed morning. We shared an Airbnb with Big Bear Homestead, and so this morning we just took our time leaving, ate breakfast, and drank coffee and talked and chatted with them, and then we went by my cousin.
We also booked the same Airbnb for next year.
Yeah, we did. We already
because those two good.
Yeah, we booked the Airbnb for next year before we even left it. But yeah, so we I didn't get much footage, Melody. I didn't get much footage. Anything. However, Natalie from Hey It's a Good Life took my camera for me and got some footage. And so there's that. So I got a little bit of footage of the conference, but I didn't get a lot because I did spend most of the time chatting with people. Hey, the Honeystead. Do you know that I bought this scarf for you at a like thrift store flea market like months ago with bees on it, and I've had it on my dresser for months, and I brought it to give to you and forgot, so I still have it. So one day I'll remember to mail it. Mark, yes, actually, I would love to see you for real. Like, I'm not in Pigeon Forge though. I am close.
Ooh,
Mark, house on every road.
He lives in Pigeon Forge?
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I'll Marco Polo you. Yeah, so we're actually staying in Knoxville for the night. And we've got an 8-hour drive tomorrow, so we're not gonna be here super late in the morning, but we're not gonna be like rushing out. So we're trying to figure out exactly what we're doing. And like our kids haven't eaten dinner. So we came in here, they're eating snacks and laying down for a minute, and then we're doing this, and then we're gonna go get some like really late dinner. But hey, Goldshaw Farm, what's up, man? It was really great getting to hang out with you this weekend. Hey, Gail, it was so good to see you. Grammy Karen. So we had an especially wonderful weekend, I would say. Don't you think?
Went by really fast.
I don't know if you can tell it, but my voice is tired. Ladessa got sick. Oh, no. I wonder if she's completely just worn out. Oh, you're at a Starbucks editing tomorrow's video. That's commitment. Yeah, it was really good. We missed you, Heirloom Permaculture. I definitely felt y'all's absence. So yeah, someone put up our talk on our Friends of Roots and Refuge Facebook page. They live recorded it. So I think you got most of it, didn't you? So we had a really great time. I definitely have the voice of someone who talked a lot. There was a lot of talking. A lot of talking.
Yeah, there was a lot of talking.
Gail, I loved your post about your husband's time. I'm so glad that he had a good time. Susie, it was live. So it was live in our Facebook group, and most of it. So you can catch it there, the replay of it, which I was really. Natalie was going to go live on my phone, and I realized about 10 minutes into talking that my phone was in my back pocket. So I was like, oh, I forgot to give that to her.
Yeah, that's all right.
It was a good time, though. Definitely emotional. It was definitely like overwhelming in a really good way. Bobblehead, believe it or not, I did not make it to the seed swap. I was not quite prepared.
To the seed swap.
I was not quite prepared for how many people would be there eager to talk to us.
Yeah.
I've told you guys before that like the events are very humbling to me because I see all the numbers. I see that right now there are 370 people that are logged into this live stream.
Jen says, does it ever get any easier going home from these things? I don't think so.
No. But yeah, I see how many people are on here, but like, and I know there are a lot of you, but like when it's real, like flesh and blood people standing right in front of you and talking to you and hugging you and telling you their stories, and there are tears and there's like all this emotion and there's this connection, and like it is very, very, very mind-boggling. And so it is my like earnest desire in those things to make every single person that I come in contact with feel as important as they are to me. And so I actually experienced very little of the conference because I wanted to make sure that I was able to talk to everybody. And so that's pretty much the only thing that I did. So yeah. It was wonderful getting to meet. You strike me as the sibling who knows how to hold it down for the family, especially during challenging times, sturdy and consistent. I appreciate that for both of us. Wow, Matt, I love to hear that. That blesses my heart so much. I don't know, it blesses the heart of God. The crying hugs, there were so many. I mean, I cried so much this weekend.
Yeah, you did.
The food. Well, we did eat. We actually got some nachos the first day.
Yeah, I actually
it was
got
really
those nachos
good food.
And I got some street tacos. The second day, honestly, we didn't end up eating because it was just too much.
Did not have time. And so we went, and there was a really great restaurant in town, the Blue Winged Frog, and they did like lots of organic and locally grown food, and we were actually able to go eat there afterwards. We were starving. We were like really, really hungry. But,
yeah, the only thing missing that could have made this weekend better would have been Ethan.
Yeah, I missed Ethan and Sarah big time because last year, I think that was the last time I really got to hang out with Ethan. The first time that I really got to hang out with Ethan was at Homesteaders of America last year.
Yeah, we drove by the field that we met the haulers in. It was like, hey, we met them there.
Yeah, last year we met them for the first time in this field at Homesteaders of America, and when we saw it, we were like, that's where we first met Megan did. And then later they told us that they did the same thing. Hey, that's where we met the Sowards. So it was really cool. It was
Gideon. I remember Gideon.
Jeremy Thompson. I'm curious if homesteaders that aren't overtly religious are an anomaly or common. I would say, I mean, I definitely have some YouTuber friends that are not Christian.
In my experience, I think the majority are.
I think, yeah,
and I
but
wouldn't
not
say necessarily Christian, but religious in some way.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I mean, it's not.
Yeah, I don't know.
We get lots. We met lots of people, even guys that someone stayed at our talk that didn't even know who we were, and came up to us and was like, I don't even subscribe to the same religious beliefs, but I really enjoyed the talk and loved what you guys had to say. So,
yeah.
I wouldn't let that be a discouragement, Jeremy. That's not required for us to have a relationship and for you to be a part of the community.
Yeah. Aurelia, we really enjoyed meeting Gideon. I saw him in the hall, I think right before the Q&A. It was at some point that I was in there, and I was wanting to say hi to him again, but he ended up going in the opposite direction. So yeah, your family makes my heart happy. Thank you. Is it? I think I've said this to you before, but is it Chandra? Is it Chandra? I have a friend that I grew up with, and she spelled her name like that, and it was Chandra, and everybody always said it wrong, and so now I always say Chandra, but most people are like, it's Chandra. The boys are doing great.
They're watching Animal
Walterman Homestead. They've been great on the drive. We've had a couple of moments, but like we kind of have a way that we do things, and it's not just them that has to stop regularly. Like I have to stop regularly because I cannot get dehydrated because I have some issues with my urinary tract that'll flare up if I get dehydrated, and so I actually still drink a lot of water whenever we travel, and so we stop about every 2 or 3 hours anyway, and everybody has to get out. Everybody has to go to the bathroom, and everybody has to do jumping jacks before we get back in the car. And when we do that and they're watching movies, and we keep easy snacks like applesauce squeeze pouches and stuff like that, and I just let them drink water. Like they have water bottles and stuff. And we really don't have issues with traveling. They do really well. What is one precious memory you're taking home with you from the event? Xavier, you always ask the best questions. You're such a thinker. On Friday night, we had some of our friends that came to our Airbnb, and Meg cooked us dinner. She makes clam chowder, which is one of Jeremiah's favorite things. Like her clam chowder is one of Jeremiah's favorite things. And so he always hitting her up whenever she visits us to cook it for us. And he'll be like, I'll go buy the stuff if you'll cook the dinner. And so we stayed in this beautiful Airbnb. I got some footage of that because I wanted to share it with you. And okay, Mark. Let me find my phone. I'll find my phone in a second. So, I think we're going to do a Cracker Barrel after this. So I don't know if you want to come over this late, but we can, I guess let's tell him now because he's in Pigeon Forge, so he's a little ways away. So yeah, what was I saying? The precious memory.
Not sure.
We stayed in this amazing Airbnb. It was so great that we
the original part was like 1730s.
What was it called? Robin, what's it called? Cedar Hill?
Robin and them left. They were at their parents'
Cedar
house.
Hill Farms, I think.
No, Clover Hill.
Clover Hill Farms.
Yeah.
Anyway, incredible venue. And it was beautiful. It was this house that the original part was built in 1736. It was on a farm, which is so nice because one of the issues that we have whenever we go out of town is, staying in town. It's hard when you're used to living in the country. The noise and stuff, it's quiet in the country. And so when we go stay in Airbnbs that are in town and there's people getting in their cars and walking by the windows of your house because their house is right next door, I don't sleep well. So finding that, it was such a treasure. We had a big kitchen table. We had a big kitchen. And so some of our friends came over and we just hung out and played this game that night. And I don't know, it was after the first day, which the first day of the event, I don't think I was mentally prepared for the outpouring of love that we were going to experience. And it is humbling to see people lining up to talk to you and meet you is very, very humbling. Like, it's literally like, guys, you know, like, I'm so normal. Like, you know, it's one of those things that you're just like, how is this happening right now? It's very hard to wrap your head around. And so we're staying in this beautiful Airbnb, and I'm about to start crying right now. I'm so tired. And we're there with our friends. And it's just the goodness of it. I seriously came home from the first day, and I sat down at that beautiful kitchen table, and I had taken my ukulele because we didn't have room for me to take my guitar. And I'm sitting there playing my ukulele and just singing over and over and over and over. I'm overwhelmed by your goodness. And you overflow my banks. And that was what, like, you know, because I had read this scripture in Psalms about the banks of our river overflowing from the goodness of God. And I just was imagining just this overflowing river. And anyway, our friends came over, and that night I was in the kitchen, and Meg's cooking, and we're chopping, we're talking, and I just literally just lost it. And I'm just like snot-faced. It was really...
You did the night that she was cooking?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you were with the boys hanging out.
In the man space.
But yeah. Gideon wants you to know you can make a radish dish that is amazing way to eat radishes. I would love it if you dip.
Yeah.
Oh, dip. Yeah, I would love it if you would send me that recipe. That sounds amazing. So yeah, that was probably the sweet memory was that night and spending time, and we were sitting at the table, and I was holding Jake and Becky's baby, you know, and just having little baby bonding time. And my heart felt very full this weekend. My heart felt very full. Bree, I cried in y'all's driveway when I got to see the garden that transformed my life and had to compose myself before I came in your house. You're so precious.
Who's that?
Bree, Hooker Ed, that came out for the Does
Oh,
thing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Friday night was my favorite.
Genuine people are so rare nowadays. They become so precious and loved by those who seek to know what a real Christian is. You use Jesus and it draws others. Thank you so much, Stavia. Deborah McRae, I'm wondering how that beautiful tabletop is coming along. The tabletop, he hasn't started on the legs. We've been getting ready to come to this, and he probably won't for the next month. Jeremiah's got to have surgery this week, removing this large cell tumor off of his hand. What has been your favorite trip experience this year? There's been a lot. It would be hard for me to pin down one, Ayla. As far as like events like this, there was a moment at the Shindig that was pretty undoing. Standing on that set stage and seeing all those people. And getting to take my babies to the Pacific Ocean was pretty cool. Yeah. And then coming this weekend was really, really good. Oh, Kira, that's so sweet. Yeah, we'll keep you updated on the surgery. It's supposed to be pretty simple. Did you show them that thing?
No.
On your hand. See, he's got this. It's starting to compromise his grip, so he's got to get that removed. And so it's not a super big thing, but his hand's going to be out of commission for a few weeks. So that's kind of a big deal, but we were timing it for, when, it's coming into fall and the freezing and all that stuff. So it should be manageable. It's never a fun thing for him to be down, but there are times of the year that it would be a lot more difficult to deal with. I wish we were going to the Stivers event too. There's so much of me that wants to just throw caution to the wind and just do it. But realistically, we need to not. We have traveled so much and been away from our house so much, and just financially and all of that, we're pretty tapped out.
Yeah, it's time to stay home. It was really cool to meet Mountain View Homestead. It's a channel that we promoted a little while ago. They're still small, but plucking away at it. Anyways,
yeah.
That was Saturday they got married, and Friday was a rehearsal dinner, but they came Friday to meet us before they had to go do all their wedding stuff. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, Mountain View Homestead. We I came across their channel a little while ago, And I just thought they were the cutest things. And they just had the sweetest channel. And they had planned their wedding, and it just happened to be the day after Homesteaders of America, and they planned it before they knew about the event and all that stuff. But look at their wedding picture she posted today. And they came up and met us. Look how beautiful they are. I just was so excited for them. So if you guys happen to see this, probably a week from now or whatever, hopefully after your honeymoon or whatever, we congratulate you. Do you want to respond to anything? I need to message Mark.
Sure. Naturally, North Carolina said my husband was converted to a fan of our channel because of our talk yesterday.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Tell you what. What?
Bathroom.
Oh, bathroom. Sorry. Mom freak out moment. I heard the door slam and one of the kids was gone. I thought they went out the door. Oh, goodness. Sorry. That was unnecessary.
Oh, they can't wait to put the rocket that we signed in their garden.
Oh, that was really precious. Really cool. Green Dream Project.
See you,
bye. Matthew Ingram, I'm really hoping to progress the cottage garden. I've actually should have some flower bulbs at home when I get home from Baker Creek. And I've kind of got a general idea of what I want to do, and it's time to start working on it. Like, it's going to be time to start doing that here in the next couple months. Oh, Rebecca. Sorry, I had to walk away after you prayed for me. I was going to ugly cry. I completely understand. It's okay. Brandy. So, Morgan Goldshaw Farm, and I conducted a tomato taste test. Kaylee from the Honeystead brought us some homegrown tomatoes, and we had those. Sunshine Farms helped. We cut them up, and Morgan went and got some store-bought tomatoes, cut those up, and we did a blindfold taste test to see if people could tell the difference. And Brandy was one of the volunteers, and that was really fun. I got really nervous because I was afraid. I instantly knew which one was which, but then Morgan was like, "Are you sure? Is that what you're actually saying?" I was like, "Yeah."
Jessica was able to tell. Zach, and Jen were able to tell. Did Morgan try it? I don't think he did.
Yeah, Morgan, you should have done it.
Yeah, you skipped out on
Morgan,
that one.
do you eat tomatoes?
But I will say this: Ben Vincent was able to tell, and Honeystead, she could tell from smelling them. She didn't even taste them, and she knew. But Natalie, Natalie failed.
To be fair,
no,
Natalie does not grow tomatoes at home yet. She hasn't gotten any tomatoes yet, and so she's not.
So hey, it's a good life. Could not tell the difference.
Don't give her a hard time.
She's the only one.
I don't handle pressure well, Little Garden Big Dreams. Pressure, competition makes me freak out. Oh, there's a tiny boy sneaking over my shoulder. Can you say hi?
But I'm looking.
Yes. What is one thing this year that surprised you about this year at the HOA? Well, okay.
They had us on the Q&A panel. That was surprising.
Yeah, Jeremiah didn't know we were doing that until about 30 minutes before. I knew we were
sat down next to Justin Rhodes, and two people down was Joel Sal. Why am I sitting here again?
That was really cool. I was actually really glad we were on that because I didn't actually get to watch anything, any of the talks or anything like that, and so I actually got to watch the Q&A panel because I was on it, so I was pretty pumped about that. I would say, I mean, I really didn't get to experience a lot at the conference, so I can't really say like what was surprising. There were a lot more people than last year. There were thousands of people there, which was really, really cool. So several people did get to meet Ben. Some people didn't get to meet Ben.
They came on the first day. They didn't come to the conference on the second day.
Oh, yeah. Stivers, Maya's 200-year answer. I was really proud.
What?
Whenever you were talking about the 200-year plan and talking about legacy and all of that stuff.
Oh, yeah. I have to go back and watch that. I don't remember what I said.
Wow. Naturally, NC said Big Bear said they estimated 5,000 people. I wouldn't be surprised. It was a lot of people. A lot of people.
Sure. Yeah, we someone had said that to us earlier that we were going to need our own tent next year.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see what
happens. Honestly, there was just how were the speakers? I could only find 2 families live, no others.
We didn't get to go to any other classes. I mean, seriously, when we first got there the first day, Jessica's like, "I'm gonna go to the bathroom." I'm like, "This is a bad idea," and she went. I was like, "You're not gonna get caught." And on her way back from the bathroom, she got caught. So I walked up to her, and that's literally
what we're there for. I mean,
I know, but I'm just saying
that's what we're there for. Stopping people.
We didn't really choose our spot, and so we stood kind of in the sun. And then I didn't realize that we had stood still for like 4 hours.
I'm telling you, I felt
went by
like just
so
this
fast. People were like, "Are you guys okay?" And
yeah, people were like, "Are you okay?"
I kept wondering, like, why do they keep asking us?
And they're like, "You're wearing all those dark colors. You're not burning up." And I was like, "I'm from Arkansas. Like, it's 70 degrees outside. Like, even in the sun, this is fine." And they were like, "Do you need food?" I'm like, "I'm fine." And then Andrea was like, "You've been in the same place for 4 hours." I'm like, "No way. I thought it was like 45 minutes." It just didn't feel like that. It was so wonderful. Like, it was just so wonderful to meet everybody. It really was wonderful. So yeah, the HOA website has all the talks for HOA members. Like, you can get them and you can get a membership and you can watch all of them. Someone put out most of our talk on our Friends of Roots and Refuge Facebook page. They went live. So you can go there and watch most of our talk. I don't find it exhausting, Garden Girl. I don't find it exhausting. It's not very long. I couldn't live my whole life like that. Like, I would need to withdraw. But I really did mentally prepare myself for this. I was really, really excited. I wasn't prepared for it to be as many people as it was. To be completely honest, that just really blew me away. But no, I mean, I'm genuinely very, very, very appreciative of the people who support our channel, because I mean, you guys make it possible for so much for us. And I need to meet people. Like, 90% of the job of doing YouTube is interacting with a camera and a computer. That, I mean, even right now, there are 616 of you watching, but the truth is that we're in a hotel room with our kids. Like, and however, I know that I'm connecting with people right now. I need to hug you. I need to look at your faces. I need to cry with you. I need to pray for you. Like, I need that to really understand the reality of what we're doing. And so I don't find it exhausting. I mean, it is exhausting. It's exhausting to stand all day and to talk all day. My body hurts. My voice is gone. But like, emotionally, it's very fulfilling.
So since you don't have your voter debt card, you can drive.
It was also so beautiful there. The weather was wonderful. The leaves were changing. My cousin lives there in Front Royal. He has an ice cream shop. And so he took my kids on Saturday and took them in the parade, the Festival of the Leaves parade. That was so sweet. It's just overall just was wonderful. Jeremiah's brother, Elijah, and his wife, Jolie, came from Norfolk, where he is stationed. And they hung out with our kids on Saturday after they did the parade. It was just overall such a beautiful time. VW Family Farms and Big Bear Farms, their kids watched our kids all day Friday, took them to the kids' event so that we could talk to everybody. It just felt like such a wonderful coming together of community. It's so great to see people affirmed in growing real food because you know, I don't feel isolated. Now, we go to church and we go to different places and we talk to people that's not even on their radar to grow food. And I'm like, okay, but I'm so immersed in this community that I don't feel isolated. Honestly, people who have no desire to garden or grow food, they feel like the weird ones to me. I don't feel like the weird one. Like, that's how much the balance has changed. But I remember when I felt very isolated by the desire and getting started in it, and no one that we had contact with was desiring to grow food. And so with HOA, you see thousands of people come who have this desire, and many of those people really need the affirmation that there's a community. And so seeing so many people get that encouragement is like, I mean, I have like a vision for like our culture, like worldwide, to localize food sources and to come away from this broken system so that the system can change. Like, I really do. That's like a deep desire in my heart that I believe that I'm going to see massive change in my lifetime.
Close.
And
that was the Mangalitza owners and the at the pizza restaurant. That was cool.
And I desire it to go even further for my children. I want to teach my children so that it can change even more so in their generation, and then for my children's children and my children's children's children. And so HOA is a huge thing for that. Yeah, Tammy. And like Tammy said, I needed to see for myself. Cool. Mark's gonna come.
Cool.
So excited. Westland, I do hope that we get to meet someday. That would be really wonderful. It's funny how you said something about crying. It's funny how many people cry and then they're so embarrassed. But I have a theory about that phenomenon that, like, when you meet somebody that you're used to seeing on a screen and you meet them in real life, that it's like so surreal that they're real people. Because I've totally cried. I've cried like hanging out with my own friends that I usually just see on a screen. What do I miss most about home? My baby dog. There.
I miss my bed.
I miss my dog more than my bed.
I miss my bed. I need my bed.
Oh, Misty, thank you.
It's a king size, so me and Jessica actually have good sleep. Because right now we're stuck in a bunch of queens. And
Jeremiah is not a snuggler. So when we go stay somewhere that has like a full size bed or a queen size bed, I'm like, come here. I've got you now. Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, the Stivers were freaking losing it over the country singer, and I'm like, I have no idea who that is.
Yeah, I didn't know who Rory Feek was.
We had to sign some waiver for his show that he's doing. I know that.
It was really sweet getting to meet Jill Winger. That was really awesome, and we were talking when we were sitting on the Q&A panel, and that was really sweet. Do I have family that don't agree or support what you do? I mean, nobody that adamantly opposes it. I would say that we probably have family members that don't really understand our perceived importance of what we do. They're like, it's not that important. You know, like, you can just buy food at the store. Like, we definitely have family members like that. But nobody really opposes it. And, you know, I mean, like, doing our YouTube channel is very validating. Like, people see us have success in that. And they're like, oh, well, this is your job. But before we had the YouTube channel, there's probably a little bit more like, you're kind of wasting your time attitude. But mostly no.
Ben's on here. Jeremy Thompson asked if the pig shelter was done, and Ben Caldwell said pig shelter is done.
Oh,
I got it mostly done, and Ben Turn finished it off.
Guys, can we just take a moment to just be thankful for Ben Turn?
Honestly, on the Q&A panel, someone was like, how do you find solid help to help on the homestead? And I was like, everyone's like, got all these answers. And I'm like, God sends it?
Ben Turn is a huge blessing. This is like, yeah, Ben Ploy. We're like, we've gone out of town a lot, and our farm is generally cared for. And I've always been really like happy with everything that's there. But, you know, there's always a little bit, you know, we have to nail it down. We have to get everything figured out. And we've had such gracious friends and family that have helped us to go out of town. But like, having been there now, he stayed at the house. He's taking care of everything. It is such a relief to have somebody that can take care of your place while you're gone. Yeah, this goofy boy.
You're going to get hurt if you keep jumping around.
VW Family Farm asked Ben Turn, how's the garden? Did the frost get anything? I'm not sure.
You're being a turd.
Farmer Brad, you hired your first farmhand and he did an excellent job. He'll be a repeat customer of his farmhand service. It really is. Having good help is a really amazing thing for sure. Good, VW Family Farm. I think mine was probably okay. Yeah, I'm definitely being photobombed by my little loco.
Oh, no.
Someone asked, do we still plan on getting alpacas? Well, we already did. We have heard of alpacas. We got them in June. So there's some videos out about them.
Okay, I need to pay attention. I need you to go sit down.
Hey, Zach and Jen, did you go meet the person that you were fangirling over? Yeah, did y'all go meet Rory?
No, they probably they're one of those creepers that just watch.
I'd cry meeting you all. You two and the Stivers are my happy place channels. Oh, Jesse Small Homestead, I appreciate that. Oh, Little Creek, Frost hit hard. That's such a bummer. Good night, Marla. You're being attorney. Yeah, I bet Jeremiah said that. Oh, the Stivers did go shake his hand. I don't know who anybody is because I don't like watch TV or listen to much like music other than Christian music, and even Christian artists. I probably wouldn't even know who most of them were if I saw them. Did you meet any high desert homesteaders? I don't really know. I can't remember.
Any what?
High desert homesteaders?
I don't think so.
Oh, Little Mountain Life. That's really cool. Yeah. My cousin is William. His mom is my mom's older sister. And his mom is quite a few years older than my mom. I think she was like 17 or 18 when my mom was born. So like William's at least 10 years older than me. And so it's kind of weird because like we lived in separate cities and then there was this big age gap. And so I had several memories of him whenever I was like a young girl. But then like through my teenage years and 20s, like we were really out of contact. And so then whenever the HOA was in Front Royal last year and I was wanting to go and I shared something about it, my mom messaged me and was like, hey, your cousin William lives there. And I was like, really? And so I contacted him. We got into touch. We actually stayed at his house. And since then, it's been just kind of this rekindling of a relationship. And so it's really sweet to get to go see them and have this tradition of the kids going on the parade the weekend at HOA. So thank you so much, Elspeth Rumble. We appreciate that super chat so much.
I don't think we have a video about how we met. Not a video, I don't think.
We've talked about it on lives before.
Yeah. Yes, the HOA is at the same location every year.
And I think it's the second weekend in October, but they'll announce the date here pretty soon if they haven't already. How large is HOA? I just missed that question. Okay, how large is HOA, and is there a way to do a meet and greet in our state with those who live close to us to get to know them and about HOA? HOA, I think, like, I mean,
sorry, just saw something cool. Go ahead.
HOA is like, I mean, this year they were estimating 2,500 people to come, but then it ended up being quite a few more than that. I don't think they're doing like meet and greets, but Amy Fuel and Nunda, she's Bonneterre on Instagram, Bonneterre Homestead, I think is what it's called, is her thing. But you can look the two of them up and contact them, or look up at Homesteaders of America and contact them if you're wanting to, you know, work any of that out. I don't know. You'll have to talk to them because they run it. It's in the same location every year. Yes. Cageless Birds We Bow album. I have been listening to that regularly.
You don't even say anything to your husband? I feel like I don't even know you.
Because I didn't share that album.
Yeah.
I actually listened
Who
to
else did you share it with?
Nobody. I just listened to their
You
podcast.
haven't told anybody about that album? Not even Daniel?
Daniel probably already knows. Lauren probably already knows.
All right, so now they're all bad friends. I don't even know my wife.
I listened to their podcast, so they announced all those songs on their podcast before they released the album on iTunes. Let's see. What did Kaylee say?
When is the? I don't know what she said. Someone asked when the shindig is. I think
It's
pretty
the
sure
first
Ben
weekend
put the
in
deposit
April.
down, so it's going to be I think it's April 4th and 5th. It's a Friday, Saturday.
See, Rooted Wonders. Lauren said she didn't tell me about it. I found it myself.
I'm sure you did, Lauren.
Yeah, so the Shindig is our like get together thing that we host with VW Family Farms in Arkansas. We had originally planned it last year, expecting it to be a small meetup. We were going to have it at VW Family Farms farm, and then 1,000 people RSVP'd. So we actually secured the fairground. And last year, because we were anticipating it being a meetup, we didn't plan things like speakers. It was just vendors getting together, doing a seed swap. And a lot of people came in from all over. So this year, we're actually extending it. We're going to do like a per plate dinner the night before where people can buy a plate of food, like a catered dinner, like for a fellowship night. And then the next day we're going to have speakers and vendors and do the whole thing. It's going to be the first weekend in April. And all the details about that are going to come out here pretty soon. It's going to be sponsored by Baker Creek again. And we're going to expand it. We're not looking to put on like a big conference like HOA. Really the point of what we want to do is connect people and again, just encourage. We want it to be a plant sale and a seed swap because it is in the spring. So people can kind of come together and support each other and doing their gardens and all of that stuff. Just that's really the desire for that. So yeah, we'll be having information about that soon. And I believe there's camping at the campground. So yeah, that's what we're planning. Tammy Gear, devotional podcasts. I have not felt like I wanted to do a podcast. I was listening to Jason and Lorraine's podcast the other day, Sow the Land. And, they take a lot of their videos and just take the audio and put it on a podcast that's meant to be listened to. Basically, or what they do basically is they record the podcast and they put the video on YouTube so you can watch it or listen to it. And I thought about possibly starting one and taking the audio off of my devotionals and putting it on a podcast so that we could go more in depth about that. But we're so at capacity right now for what we're able to do. And I just don't want to bite off something that's going to be pressure and not actually effective. Oh, cool. Anissa's life. Lori, who is a viewer of our channel, brought me a box of tomatoes this weekend of homegrown tomatoes. I'm so excited to have some homegrown tomatoes. So I'm taking those home with great care. Thank you, Macabum Garden Girl. We really appreciate that super chat. Any recommended devotional podcast? Well, that one is the Cageless Birds is which one I was just talking about, their new album. Jonathan David and Melissa Helser. I really like them. That's a really good devotional podcast.
Nova Scotia.
Good
night, Corinne.
So, is there such a thing as having too many seeds?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Scotty might know. I would be brewing a pot of coffee right now if I had that option. We're in a hotel room though, so no coffee. I do drink coffee late at night. What is the closest airport to the Shindig? That would be LIT, Little Rock. Really small airport. We are located, and the Shindig is located pretty much in central Arkansas. The Shindig's in Searcy, Arkansas, which is kind of close. It's close to where Andrew and Ben live. It's about an hour away from our house, but we're able to secure the fairgrounds there. It was a great location, so we wanted to keep it the same.
Monique Alley, yes, we did get the cast iron. I
the day before we
don't
left.
think we opened it because...
Oh, I totally opened it and looked at it.
Oh, I didn't because we were leaving.
Yeah. But yes, thank you so much, Monique. We appreciate that cast iron so much, and I'm really looking forward to using it. I didn't take everything out of the boxes. I opened it and looked at it, but we were packing up and getting ready to leave. So, yes, Jer is finishing the 2020 catalog. I heard that as well. Last year it was out at the beginning of November. I think around the 7th to the 9th or something like that was when it came out last year. Benjamin is tickled by seeing himself. Oh, Margot, that's not a bad idea. We're gonna go get some Cracker Barrel after this. So,
yeah,
late night dinner. We actually don't usually eat late, but we didn't eat driving today.
We had to get back so we could do live.
Yep, we rushed here and rushed in.
Like all of our stuff is still in the van.
We quite literally came in, hooked up the camera, and sat down and did this because we didn't want to miss out on. I almost hit restart accidentally.
Take time off of work. The days Or Little Creek. It's the first weekend in April, so look for the Friday, Saturday of April. First one.
I can't remember.
I think it's either 3rd or 4th or 4th or 5th. I can't remember.
Bambarita, good night. Yeah. Yeah, Wild Ben is look. You know what he's doing? Our phones are sitting here, so we can monitor
He's photobombing
comments
and then
because
looking
there's
at
a
himself
delay.
jumping up.
So he pops up behind us and then runs around real quick to see himself on the screen. So,
Good night, Tammy.
yes, Misty, I do kind of a creamy chicken and dumplings. I do like Southern style chicken and dumplings, but it's actually sort of a mix because what I do is I'll take a chicken, boil it, and then take it out, shred it, and then I usually put some like carrots, onion, celery, and garlic in with the chicken to make the broth. And then I return it to a boil, and I don't roll out my dumplings, so they end up being kind of like a mix because like kind of northern dumplings are like biscuits that you drop in, and southern dumplings you roll out, so they're more like noodles. And what I do is I pulse the stuff in my food processor, which is flour, milk, and butter, and then it's supposed to be baking soda, I think.
Good night, Kaylee.
But I always forget to put it in. So it's pretty much flour, milk, and butter and salt. And I pulse all that, make the dough. And instead of taking it and rolling out, I just take the big ball of dough and pinch bits off and flatten them with my fingers and drop them in. So some of them are a little more bready than others.
Hey, you need to stop. Get back on the bed. No, we're done.
And then once that's done, like once those are all cooked, because it takes about 20 minutes or so for those to cook, I'll take some of the broth out, put it in the food processor, which usually has still some flour, and I'll put a little bit more flour in there and process it to thicken it up. But sometimes I'll use cornstarch, and then I pour it back in and thicken the whole thing up and put pepper and some cayenne and paprika. And so it ends up being kind of creamy.
Someone's asked about, so I think for the shindig, we're not going to do all day Friday. I think the plan Friday was to do like a meal hangout where basically we charge per head to come, and we're all just going to be fellowshipping and hanging out.
Yeah.
And so it wouldn't start till
we'll
the
probably
evening.
Set up some
We'll set up all the vendors, and then we'll set up the games, and just basically it's just going to be a hangout.
Yeah.
And then we'll do like a conference type day. So last year we didn't have any speakers. We're going to bring in some speakers and do some demonstrations, different things like that. So there'll be more content for Saturday. But Friday is just going to be a huge hangout.
Yeah. Hey, Horticulture Geek. Someone said, Carrie Ann said, is Ben a little Maya or a little Jess?
Little Splice.
Really?
I think so. Toby's a little
Toby is Jeremiah.
And Ezra's got to be a little Jess because of all the emotions.
Ezra's very passionate.
Creative. And honestly, Ben's both of us.
Yeah, I would say that's true. He looks more like me. I think Benjamin looks more like me.
You saying that I don't have any cuteness in me? Is that what you're trying to say?
No. I just think all the kids look more like you. Wow, y'all can probably hear that toilet flushing. That's great. If I had 5 acres, is that enough for 2 alpacas, some chickens, 3 goats, and garden space to start a small homestead?
Yeah, that's plenty.
That would be enough. Grammy Karen, last year we did 50.
I think we don't know what we're going to do.
Yeah, we don't know what
we'll
we're
work it out, but we'll let you know.
We're not looking to make it super expensive. We're like last year we didn't make it super expensive, but there was a small fee for vendors. The main thing that we're running into is that we have to plan food trucks, we have to plan spaces, we have to plan all that stuff. And so there has to be some measure of fee so that we can accurately plan. So people will put value on it because, it's easy for people to blow it off if they haven't paid anything. But we're not trying to make a huge profit. It's mostly just, we're not trying to make it a massive thing. So there won't be high fees. But any advice for a first-time goat owner? Build
copper
good
bolus.
Fences. Yeah, well, not all areas need copper bolus, but many do. Yeah, I would get in contact with a local goat keeper because things are really varied by the area.
Find a mentor. That would be a huge thing.
And build good fences.
Well, Jim, let me help you out.
So thank you so much, Sherry Lynn. I appreciate that. Yeah, Benjamin is my garden mini-me for sure. He loves the garden. It's so funny because like we went to dinner last night and he's looking at the kids menu and he says, "Will they give me, can I order a little salad?" And he gets a salad and eats the whole thing. And he loves garden food.
That's who I am.
Big boy voice, please. As long as there's a bonfire we can dance around. I think with some bonfires we could play music around might be nice.
Yeah,
thank you, Emma Bryant.
Trip and fall in.
All right. Hey Ben, come here, darling. Come here. Can you tell everybody in your big boy voice what you enjoyed about going to the Homesteaders of America conference? What did you like about it? What was your favorite part?
Camp.
Camp?
Yeah, the camp. When it was.
Oh, okay. That's right.
When it was over the camp.
When it was over the camp, he said. So on the last night, we went and hung out at the campgrounds and went and just spent time with our friends. And so he got to hang out with his friends. So he liked that. There you go. My kids got the alpaca itch. Yeah, they had some alpacas at the conference, and a lot of people were getting alpaca itch, I think. All right, guys. It is 9:08. We've made our children wait late enough for dinner.
Go eat.
So thank you for getting on with us today. And for all of you who came out to meet us this weekend, we appreciate it. They're excited. Now it's going to be dinner time. We appreciate all of you so much more than we could ever possibly express.
Bye, guys.
I'll tell you that.
We hope you have a good night. Say we
See
bless you.
Bless you until next time. Until next time.